Maybe school just isn't for people like you." The hallway exploded with laughter as 17-year-old Michael Bennett struggled helplessly from his wheelchair, trying to pick up the papers scattered across the floor. Some students stopped to stare. Others walked away pretending not to notice. Michael lowered his head, fighting back tears as humiliation burned through his chest. At that moment, he wished he could disappear. After a terrible accident took away his ability to walk, people stopped seeing his intelligence, kindness, and dreams. All they saw was the wheelchair. To many people at Jefferson High School, Michael was just the disabled boy nobody expected anything from. Forgotten. Ignored. Looked down on. But what nobody knew was that Michael carried a fire inside him that refused to die. Technology became the one place where he felt powerful again. He spent hours fixing broken electronics his neighbors threw away. Old radios. Cracked phones. Damaged computers. His mother worked 2 exhausting jobs after his father abandoned them years earlier. Some nights, she returned home tired and found Michael still working under a dim desk lamp. "You should get some rest," she'd say softly. Michael would smile weakly and answer, "One day, Mom. I'm going to make you proud." But deep down, fear still haunted him. Fear that maybe the world was right about him. The painful moment in the hallway only made things worse. Tyler, one of the most popular boys in school, stood there smirking while students laughed around him. "Look at him," Tyler mocked loudly. "How's a guy like that supposed to succeed in life?" Michael's hands trembled as he reached for his papers. Then suddenly, a calm voice broke through the laughter. "That's enough, Tyler." The hallway became quiet. A girl named Emily Parker stepped forward, knelt beside Michael, and carefully helped him gather every paper. "You okay?" she asked gently. Michael forced a weak smile. "I'm used to it." Emily looked directly at him. Nobody should ever get used to being treated like they're worthless. Those words stayed with Michael long after that day ended. Because for the first time in years, somebody saw more than the wheelchair. From that moment, Emily became his closest friend. She constantly reminded him of something he had almost forgotten, that his life still mattered. "You're smarter than most people here," she told him one afternoon. "You just stopped believing in yourself." Those words changed something inside him. A few weeks later, the school announced a nationwide technology competition in New York. The winner would receive a full scholarship along with funding for their invention. Michael wanted to enter more than anything, but fear held him back. "What if I fail?" he asked Emily quietly. "What if everyone laughs at me again?" Emily stared directly into his eyes. "The people who mock you are already losing in life. Don't let them make you lose too." That night, Michael made the biggest decision of his life. For weeks, he worked tirelessly inside their tiny apartment surrounded by wires, broken machine parts, and old computer screens. Slowly, he created something extraordinary, a smart navigation device designed to help physically challenged people move safely and independently through crowded cities. But the closer the competition came, the more fear consumed him. The night before leaving for New York, Michael stared silently at his invention. "Maybe people like me don't belong on big stages," he whispered. Then his mother walked into the room and placed her hands gently on his shoulders. Tears filled her eyes as she said, "Michael, the strongest people in this world are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who keep going after life breaks them." Michael broke down crying in her arms. The next morning, they arrived at the massive competition hall in New York. Bright lights filled the building. Cameras flashed everywhere. Hundreds of brilliant students stood proudly beside their inventions. As Michael rolled onto the stage, people stared at him with doubt. His heart pounded violently. For one terrifying moment, he almost turned around and left. Then he remembered every painful laugh, every lonely afternoon, every moment people made him feel worthless. He took a deep breath and began to speak. At first, his voice shook badly. "I know what it feels like," he said softly, "to enter a room and have people decide your value before you even say a word." The entire room became silent. But disability does not destroy dreams. Giving up does. Tears filled the eyes of people in the audience. Even the judges leaned forward. Michael demonstrated his invention confidently, explaining how it could help thousands of disabled people live more independently. For the first time in his life, people weren't pitying him. They were listening. Truly listening. Hours later, the winners were announced. Third place passed. Second place passed. Michael slowly lowered his head in disappointment. Then suddenly the announcer smiled brightly. First place. Michael Bennett. Michael froze completely. The crowd erupted into thunderous applause. His mother burst into tears. Emily screamed louder than everyone else. And Michael, the same boy people once mocked and called useless, sat there crying uncontrollably as the entire room stood to honor him. Even Tyler, watching from home, could only stare silently at the television in shock. But Michael's greatest victory was not fame. It was proving to himself that his disability never defined his future. As months passed, Michael's story spread across America. Interviews. Scholarships. Television appearances. Opportunities everywhere. But instead of chasing fame, Michael used his prize money to help physically challenged children who could not afford mobility technology. Eventually, he stood before thousands during a national conference in Los Angeles and delivered words that changed countless lives forever. "People will try to define you by what you lost," he said emotionally. "Don't let them." The audience sat in complete silence. Your pain is not the end of your story. Sometimes, it's the beginning of your purpose. Tears rolled down faces across the room. And in the front row, Michael's mother cried proudly because the boy the world once ignored had become the man inspiring millions to never give up. This is Whispers of Life by Negaram, where broken stories are turned into hope, and pain finds meaning again. If this story touched your heart, don't leave without liking this video and subscribing to Whispers of Life by Negaram. Share this with someone who feels forgotten today, because one story can change a life forever. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.